Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel 4 Part 81. In the previous video we did all of our bond events and then the game crashed a lot, and so I've actually tried to record this already and surprise surprise the game crashed after about 40 seconds. I don't know what's happened to it, if I'm being honest. Like, it did that one Elise crash and the game has been fucking cursed ever since. I did try and uninstall the Sins patcher, just because hopefully we won't need to change the difficulty or anything. And if that is maybe what's, I can't think of why that would really be causing it, but that's like the only thing I can think of. Because the game by default should not be crashing this much. And I don't think it's the difficulty mod or anything like that. I can't think of anything that it changes that would cause the instability. That didn't really make much sense to me, but let's try and actually progress the story. I got about 10 seconds into this conversation with Gaius, and then the game crashed earlier, so let's see how it goes this time. An invitation of the Pantagruel from General Gwen, no less. It seems Musse's been planning for this all along. Yeah, sounds like it's an even bigger deal than I imagined. Well, I have to make sure we all stay on our toes. Sure, there's one thing, Marine, though I imagine you already know what I'm thinking. You mean about Musse, right? I'm her instructor after all. No matter how much she knows, she's still only 16. We need to keep an eye out for her. That goes without saying. I've charted the course for our destination. We can leave at any time, so just let me know when you want to depart. Speak with the guys and head to the destination when you're ready to go to Pantagruel. Alright, we've broke new ground. Let's see how that goes. I don't really know, because I mean, I oscillate between it's the game's fault, it's OBS's fault, it's my computer's fault. I'm not sure, because it's probably been about 4 days since I recorded the last video. No issues whatsoever on my computer, at all. As soon as I start playing this game, it freaking crashes. So I don't know. And I'm not really recording much else to really, like, cross-reference. It's just, like, the occasional Persona 4 Arena video. Now, that game's never crashed on me, so I don't know what that means. You really do understand your students, don't you, Reed? In any case, I'll make sure I'm prepared to provide you with support at a moment's notice. I've already charted the course to our destination, so we can leave at any time, so just let me know when you want to depart. Our designated meeting point is a buffer airspace above the borders of Erebonia, Calvert, and Lee Burrow. We've already charted our course. Should we depart and rendezvous with the Pantagruel? Oh, did we turn in our quests? I don't think it really matters. I mean, it'll turn them in automatically later, but
Here to make a report.
in case we get anything.
Great work, everyone.
We're 1 AP off? God damn it, Roselia! It's all your fault. You're the only AP I missed because I didn't know what your frickin' victory condition meant. And I didn't want to redo the fight. Our designated meeting point is a buffer. Yeah. Like, so does it matter who I bring? I don't remember if they said we had to bring anyone in particular. Understood. I'll call everyone together then. Got it. Once Class 7 and the rest of the crew had each finished up the remaining affairs, the Merkaba then began to make its way towards the designated meeting point. Merkaba number 8, this is the Pantagruel speaking. Your ship is now permitted to dock. Please follow the beacon. Understood. Initiating automated boarding. Wow, we really are over a throughway border, if only just barely. The non-emission zone should span the entire surrounding area, supposedly. I don't think they give a shit about that. Like, honestly. Aren't they planning to go to war with the whole damn world and end it all? Oh no, we don't want to, step on your diplomatic immunity. I mean, I guess they don't want to do it just yet, but Not much chance of interference when you're straddling 3 entire countries, huh? Yeah, plus it's off the invasion route into the Republic. Makes it a pretty effective blind spot. But did we really have to go all the way out here to find out what Millie Mirage is about? They're here. Into the front runners. Yep, that's a ship. I've seen it. A certain countries. Really makes you think. Scout ships from the Pantagruel and more from the northeast and south. The northeast and south? Could it be... That makes their origins clear, geographically speaking. In that case, the ship coming from the east must be... God, it's so ugly. A new state-of-the-art military gunship from the Republic, courtesy of the Verne Company. Like, seriously, Calvert, your aesthetics are fucking garbage. That's right, complete with a higher carrying capacity and expanded cruising range. So many people from so many different regions gathered together for one purpose. You say, does this mean all these people are...
Indeed. Important figures from each one of our neighboring countries. The Kingdom of Liberal, the Principality of Remiferia, and even the Republic of Calvard. And if all goes to plan, we'll have a few special guests from the Bracer Guild and the SSS join us too.
And there sure are a lot of people. And there's only like 4 beds on the Merkaba, by the way. There's like 2 bunk beds and that's it for everyone. How does that work? I mean, even if you sleep in like shifts, I feel like there's just not enough. Been about a month, hasn't it? Alright, this is where you escaped from, right, Ash? Wow, that ship is huge. Hey, has the Bobcat too. It's just like Josette said.
So, you showed up after all.
Brigadier General Bardius, you look well.
As do you, Schwarzer. Despite everything General Le Guin and Miss Clotilda tell me you've been through. Your Highness, Lady Angelica, it's a pleasure to have you back safely with us.
Bro, you can't just come into the game and lie immediately like that. Thank you, Brigadier General. We really appreciate it. Who'd have thought we'd be meeting here on the Pantagruel at a time like this?
Agreed. Things have taken a real turn since Ordis's last provincial council. What happens here today could very well change the course of history.
Wow, the course of history. Quite the assemblage, then. Indeed, it is. In fact, some of our guests have already arrived, though many of them are here to simply observe.
Follow me, everyone.
By God, we've seen this before. Where's Blue Blanc? Where is he at? We gotta get drunk this time and talk to him. Wow, incredible doesn't even begin to describe this place. Actually, haven't you and Chantarine been here before, Allie? It is a bit of a long story, but I shall not reveal the details of his misconduct during that occasion. Reen, what did you do? It was a misunderstanding. I'm not entirely convinced. Shut up, Elliot. I'm sure he didn't have impure intentions. Yeah, number 1 Reen fanboy, Kurt Vander. That's the whole problem. His heart is too pure. As I've told you before, Reen, nobody likes a goody two-shoes. Hey, you got that right. Can you guys just not... We've known for a while of your unsociable ways. Yeah, we all accepted the fact that you're completely clueless about people's feelings, Reen. Reen's got all the luck, though. All the bad luck, I'd say. Yeah, we get it. Y'all love Reen. This brings back memories. Reen carried me in his arms once. Right, I forgot about that. Man, there was a lot going on that day. Man, Reen, remember those fish fillets I got you? I doubt anyone there that day expected that sort of daring escape from you. Wow, that must have been so cool. Reen, you hound. Shut up, Agate. You really can't judge a book by its covers. Guys like you and Lloyd are really something else. Leave some charm for the rest of us, will ya? Dr. Sarah Toa requesting permission to burst into tears. Okay, that's maybe Reen's best line. Permission denied. This just means everyone likes you, Reen. You're a lucky man, Reen.
Wow. Well, looks like the party's already started.
Mullet
Kinda
bandits.
feels like this meeting was a long time coming, huh?
First things first, Lloyd has to beat up Reen again, though, just to, you know, let everyone know.
Well, I'll be. Took you guys long enough.
Long time no see, Tita.
Have you grown a few, Reach? Or am I imagining things?
Estelle, Joshua, and...
Hello again, Tita. Remember our promise?
Ren! Oh, you guys. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
Don't you get me started, too.
So melodramatic. And here I thought you two'd have grown out of this by now.
You're one to talk. I can see you getting a little choked up yourself. Seems like you've been holding up pretty well, Agate.
As if there was any doubt. We're making progress, don't get me wrong. But there's still a lot left to take care of.
All the more reason to stay on top of our game from here on.
Oh, Sarah, you're here too.
Nice to see you again. It's been too long.
Man, it sure has. What's it been, like 3 years since you were last here in the Empire? Oh yeah, let me introduce you to Fee. Sup?
Fee? Like, the Fee? That petite powerhouse they keep talking about in all the guild branches?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Sylphide. As you can see,
I don't know what
we've
to
heard all
say,
about the work
man.
you've been doing.
Like, I don't know.
You can just call me Fee. I've heard a thing or two about you guys, too. You know, from Agate and Sherazard.
No one calls her Sherazard.
Oh, yeah? Trust them to embarrass us like that.
My shiny Sherazard. It's holographic.
Speaking of Shera, we still don't know where she is, do we?
Not a clue. We know she's still alive, at least. Way I figure, if she was in trouble, she'd contact us with that thing she's got.
Yeah, that thing.
Right. It's only been about 2 weeks since we last heard from her.
That thing, your ancient artifact, handed over to me?
She left Heimdall altogether just after that, didn't she?
Yeah, I've got all the other Erebony Embracers looking out for her too.
Tio! Nice tackle, Kia. Lloyd, Ellie, I'm glad you guys managed to come.
Of course. We wouldn't miss this.
Oh, I can't help myself. Come here, you two.
Ellie, I can't breathe.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Tio, I'm so relieved to see you're okay. Yona's been worried about you too, you know.
Oh, you don't say. That's cool. But also, I could really use some air.
Hoo-wee! The dynamic duo's getting bigger and bigger by the day.
Good to see you, Randy.
Right back at you, Lloyd.
Now, hold on a moment. You didn't think I'd just let that little comment of yours slide, did you?
Who's the dynamic duo? Me and Tio? I don't think we got any taller.
No, not a crap. Forget I said anything, alright?
Shame on you, Randy. There are children here.
And we didn't forget about you, Yuna. Kia's been telling us about all you've been up to.
She's also explaining who you are, because like I really don't like remember for some reason. Like you're just not in my memory. Whenever I think back to my time in Crossbow, I don't remember anyone named Yuna, but you know they keep telling me that you exist.
We heard you helped set Tio free. I'm so proud of you. Well, that was more Class 7 as a whole. It was just part of our mission. As someone who's always looked up to the SSS, it's so great seeing all of you back together again.
What do you mean? You're one of us too, Yuna.
Fucking Noelle on Suicide Watch. Oh man, Wazzy as well, but like Noelle in particular, at least Wazzy, like he left to go do like, you know, important church shit. Noelle just fucking dunked into oblivion. The gang's all here, everyone.
You're a lot closer to the SSS than you give yourself credit for.
That's right. You carry on the spirit of Crossbell in a way all your own.
I think we're all aware of how much you look up to the SSS. But you know what?
Don't you dare say it. You don't look up to Yuna.
It goes both ways. We're just as proud of you too, Yuna. Every one of us.
Okay, proud of, I'll accept. Don't say you look up to her.
Thank you.
Well, at the very least, you've gotten a bit more tame since the first day you bucked into the branch campus.
Come on, Randy! Let me have my moment! Oh, right! Elisa! Over here!
Nah, we're good.
Ellie, you look amazing! It's been too long. I'm so glad you guys finally got the chance to reunite.
Oh, that's right. Elisa and Ellie met up about 3 months ago, huh?
Yep. Elisa's the granddaughter of the Reinford Company's founder. Not to mention a Thor's alumnus.
That's not that special. Literally everybody's going to Thor's.
Thank you, Elisa. Though, I don't think I look even half as good as you. Allow me to congratulate you on your reunion as well.
Aw, thanks.
I suppose I'd better introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Reen Schwarzer, graduate of Thor's Military Academy, Class 7. Ellie, Estelle, Joshua, it's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is ours. Elisa's told me quite a bit about you already. Perhaps a bit too much, actually.
No comment.
Oh, Ellie!
We definitely know you by now, after all the stories we've heard. From Tita's letters and Ren, even Olivier and Toval.
I see. It's no surprise you knew His Highness, but I wasn't aware you knew Toval too.
Yup. We met back on our first trip in Erebonia. He helped us out a bunch. It's good to meet you, Reen. This has definitely been a long time coming. Don't worry. You can loosen up around us. We're the same age, more or less, right?
Got it. I think I'll take you up on that. Looking forward to working with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
As are we.
Oh,
It's been a while, Lloyd. How have you been?
Busy, to say the least. It's been crazy this past year and a half. I really owe you for your help during Operation Birdcage.
Incorrect. There's no way Nine Glasses Reen would ever
I'm sure I'll
exist.
get the chance to return the favor, though. I get the feeling we're gonna be seeing a lot more of each other. From here on, Reen, we fight on the same side. As equals.
Well, I don't know about equals, but Reen has yet to punch God in the face. I mean, it'll probably happen eventually, but
Instructor Reen?
Honestly, I'm not sure I even deserve to shake your hand. I'm sure you've heard about what I've done. The mistake I made.
bro, nobody cares about you killing the Holy Beast. I'm still more mad about you doing spy work.
Reen.
Like, it literally doesn't matter in the slightest.
It's my fault that the curse spread throughout not only the Empire, but Crossbell too.
But, like, it's really not. your fault. Like, not even close. I still think it's so funny that, like, Reen blames himself more, or, like, more blame is put on Reen by, like, the story for something that didn't matter in the slightest. I mean, him killing the Holy Beast, you know, was gonna get killed regardless, right? Him being the one to do it didn't really matter at all. So then, like, I feel like he deserves, which is, I guess it's just like, it's funny to see like them like have Reen have so much guilt for this compared to like working with the intelligence division and the government in general, which I feel like was much worse than killing the Holy Beast, which was something that was going to happen already. And plus there's a much better explanation for it, like it being an in the moment action where he lost control of himself, as opposed to like a conscious decision that is taken out over the course of weeks and months.
It's the same with North Ambria and Jirai as well. Even this awful war with Calvert. I have no idea how I can even begin to apologize.
No, Reen. That's wrong. It's my duty as a detective to look beyond what's on the surface. You want to know what I see? I see that this was all a setup from the very start.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing you could have done.
I just feel like Reen
possibly
should
changed the
have
outcome.
recognized this by now. Because, I mean, they've mentioned this several different times where Reen, like, blames himself for it. And, like, I feel like somebody else should have brought this up by now.
I see a man who, despite it all, never fell to despair. A man who continues to push back, even at this very moment. Not just for Crossbell, or even Erebonia, but for the world itself and all who reside in it. Within you lies the strength of countless allies, helping you move forward through whatever may come. I'd like the SSS to be a part of that, Reen. To be one of those allies there by your side. Empire or Crossbell, where we're from doesn't matter anymore. Now we're fighting for the world itself. Together.
Lloyd. This guy, I swear.
Now I understand why you look up to him the way you do.
Yep. Told you he was great.
Wow. How am I supposed to follow up a speech like that? I'll gladly take your words to heart. It's good to have you with us, Lloyd. I'll be honest with you, our situation is looking grim, and it's only going to get worse from here. But that's never stopped us before. With you on board, we'll overcome every barrier in our way.
Alright, shut up.
You got it.
Fuck, who told him about my catchphrase? Oh god, are they making fun of me? Is me talking about barriers a meme? Oh god.
That goes for us too. We Laburlians got your back.
I see you've saved me the trouble of rounding you up.
Principal Le Guin.
Right on time. Is everything ready?
Is she?
General Aurelia Le Guin, commander of the Viceland Army.
Wow, I can tell this lady's a serious badass.
That's an understatement. She's one of the greatest swordmasters of our generation.
Oh, you guys can take him. Or take
Bracers
her.
of Liberal. Special Support Section. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aurelia Le Guin. Well met, all of you. I'd love to chat with each of you individually, of course, but time is of the essence. I suspect our other guests are anxious to get things underway.
What?
I knew it.
Well, if it isn't the Special Support Section, I do believe it's been around 2 years since our paths last crossed. Though it would seem Arios is not with you this time around.
I'm guessing your dude? Remy Farian guy?
A pleasure to see you again, your lordship.
Our apologies. Arios had some pressing matters to attend to, though he did make sure to send his regards.
Is that so? I suppose I expected as much. A man in his position seldom has any time to spare. Princess Elphin, I bring you my greetings and condolences both. We received news of Emperor Eugen's condition, as well as the tragedy that befell Prince Olivert. I can only imagine the pain this must put you through. You have my deepest sympathies.
And you have my sincerest appreciation, your lordship. I must admit, I didn't expect to be able to meet with you so soon.
Nor did I. A silver lining in the dark cloud that brought us here. Lady Mildine, allow me to thank you once again for the invitation.
The gratitude is ours, your lordship. It's an honor to receive you.
Ha ha! This is quite an extraordinary crowd we have here. Correct me if I'm wrong, SSS.
Yeah, I
but
didn't
it
expect
was
you to
2
be
years
here.
ago that we last met as well, was it not?
Yes, back at the trade conference.
It's good to see you again, sir.
Princess Alphen, Lady Mildine, I don't believe I've ever formally had the pleasure. Though I suppose in a way we aren't entirely unfamiliar with each other. I had the privilege of meeting your brother, you see, back during the conference.
I do like how his name is Eagle-Eyed Elder, when really it should be like the man with the stash.
Oh, yes, he mentioned you before.
I feel like that's the thing that sticks
Pleased
out
to
more.
finally make your acquaintance. Knowing you're here helps put into perspective the true scale of Operation Meal Mirage.
It's an honor to have you. We do appreciate you taking the time to come. After all, I'm sure you, of all people, have been particularly busy of late. President Rocksmith.
I was gonna wonder when they were gonna, like, how they were gonna introduce the exposition. If it was just gonna be a unit being like, I don't know who these fucking people are.
What?
No way.
So that's how this is gonna go.
I don't even know how to react.
Duvali, you should recognize the president of the second most important country on the continent.
How silly.
I would
of us.
think.
I didn't realize we had neglected to make our introductions.
In that case, allow me to go first.
Yeah, Albert, that's it.
I am Albert von Bartolomeus, Grand Prince of the Principality of Remiferia. It's a pleasure to meet you, students and alumni of Thor's Military Academy.
And I'm Samuel Rocksmith, President of the Republic of Calvard.
Yeah, you're just like a lame duck now. They said you lost your election, nerd. We don't talk to losers.
I'm sure I'm the last person you would expect to see here.
Well, no, the last
Salvador's
person we
one
would
thing,
expect is like
but President Rocksmith?
is like Osborne, probably.
Indeed. And in person, no less. What's the president of Calvard doing here? We're on the verge of war.
That is exactly why I chose to attend, Machius Regnitz.
Oh god. Oh no. Monkeys has been called out.
Ah, and you must be the acting Duke Alberea. And, you're Fee Clausel, correct?
Kind of interesting that he recognizes Fee.
Let me guess. She told you. As I suspected, you work for Calvard's Central Intelligence Department.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
who you are.
I'm a second lieutenant
You're
in
the
the
ceiling
CID,
lady.
as well as a member of the Special Force Hercules. Thanks for your help before, by the way.
I'm Lucy Sayland, Private Secretary to the Grand Prince. For those of you we met before, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Now I understand. You were investigating Erebonia's internal affairs to prepare for today's meeting.
Wait, back up a sec. If the heads of Remiferia and Calvard are here, then...
There's only one more big nation we're missing.
Yeah, Orid.
It would seem they
Oh
were
my god.
They made it.
Oh, you have got to be shitting me.
Liberl has just as much a stake in this as anyone else, after all.
Oh wow.
Oh,
It's the Princess of Liberl. And beside her...
Man, today's just full of surprises, isn't it?
I kind of wondered
Sorry
if we
for
were
the
going
delay.
to,
I have to say, this is the most luxurious ship I've ever seen.
if we were gonna find a way to
thank you
introduce
once again for
Cassius.
inviting us.
Wait, is that just the major guy? I mean, it doesn't really look like Cassius at all, but I feel like it should be based on like the reaction. Yeah, it is Cassius. Okay, there we go. He looks a bit more Cassius-y. From the front?
My name is Claudia von Auslies. I will be participating on behalf of Queen Alicia II of Liberl. Delighted to make your acquaintance, everyone.
I guess it's with that uniform.
Lieutenant General of the Royal Army.
You know, he looks like the major guy that you fight a couple times in the Sky
really
games.
Have time for pleasantries. How about we get straight down to business?
But that's cool. I kind of was like, I wouldn't say I expected Chloe to show up, but you know, I was definitely hoping for it. Cassius was something that like I kind of thought about might happen, but I didn't really have much reason to think he would show up. Alright, let me talk to everyone. Oh, you fuckers. No, come back. This feels more like a summit than an informed meeting of concerned parties. Yeah, but Eustace and Angelica must have known this was coming, right? Yeah, Musse planned to include representatives from powers outside Erebonia right from the beginning. But we had no idea who exactly would be invited or in attendance. Turns out Operation Mil Mirage has many influential backers. And Lieutenant General Liberl is among them. Cassius Bray, the tactical genius who stopped the Empire's invasion during the 100 Days War. After the war, he left the army and worked as a bracer for a while. He and my father were good friends. I think I remember something involving him around 4 years ago? Right, when multiple Erebonian branches of the guild were blown up. When the anomaly started in Liberl, he rejoined the army. Now he's having a friendly chit-chat with the president of Calvert, whose country is about to get invaded by Erebonia. And Musse is an excellent matchmaker. He even reached out to Remiferia. Wow. Yeah, they're gonna send in their reindeer cavalry. That'll show them. Remiferia is in a similar situation as Liberl right now. The Empire is pressuring both of them to allow the army safe passage through. Neither are particularly willing to do so, but they fear retaliation should they decline. Refusal could be construed as siding with Calvert. Small nations can't afford to be assertive against the overwhelming power of the belligerent Erebonia. Yeah, that'll probably be the main topic of discussion today, I think. While those nations can't openly oppose the Empire, we, along with the Bracers in the Special Support section, are more free to take action. This is a good opportunity to speak with the other parties involved. Not just Liberl and Crossbow, but Remiferia and even Calvert, too. Indeed, there's no better time for us to exchange information. It's also the ideal time to speak one's mind freely. After discussions have concluded, I'd like to speak with the Grand Prince and the President myself. You got guts, I give you that. Though I wouldn't mind exchanging a few words with him either. And I'd like to talk with Ellie if there's time. And Crown Prince Claudia, too. Oh man, Elisa, Ellie, and Claudia in the same room? Just like a knockoff of a knockoff of a knockoff? Well, just the two knockoffs. Guess this is close to your best shot at getting close to her. By the way, Ash, don't you and Joshua go way back? Look, that ain't confirmed. I don't remember him. Still, you two might want to talk to clear things up. Yeah, so this thing's all about, isn't it? It's gonna be a dinner after the main talk, so we can talk about more personal stuff later. Principal invited us here, so there's no point in acting like wallflowers. Yeah, let's make the most of it. I should go around and talk to the attendees myself. Definitely want to check in on those from Liberl and Crossbell. Might as well talk to representatives from Calvert and Remiferia too while we're at it. Oh boy. Main story will progress once you see the required sub-events. Never. Alright lady, you're the first one I talk to. Do you feel important? Dinner will be served later, but light refreshments are available at any time. If there's any particular cuisine you prefer, Erebonian, Liberlian, Remiferian, or Calvardian, please let me know. Hello? Food me, please. I'm letting you know. Coward. We've been making our own preparations in secret. Lady Mildine's Operation Mil Mirage is the only thing capable of stopping Operation Jormungandr. Chancellor Osborne's government must be stopped. Justice is on our side. Welcome, welcome! I'm the butler in service of the Le Guin family. Please don't hesitate to let me know if you need anything. I need food. I was promised food. a great pleasure to have guests from the highly esteemed Thor's Military Academy. I hope you'll find your stay with us relaxing and in your room satisfactory. You got any McBurn's stuff left over? I remember he was in this room. You can't hide this from me. Do I remember which rooms were which? This was Altina's room. This was McBurn's. This was, I don't freaking know, maybe... Where... Is this the Zephyr room? Then Duvally? Scarlet? V. Nobody knows. This was the room we were in. Was one of the rooms empty? Because Blue Blanc was out here in the open. And then Alphen was up top. I think that's correct. They said there were some people over here. I'm so curious about the meeting, but I guess I'll just have to wait for the results. Reen's the damn chosen one, doesn't get to go to the frickin' meetings. Lame. It's fine, I don't want to talk to them anyway. Who do we want to start with? Let's start at the top and go down. Oh, there you are. Introducing yourself to all the important people, are you? Well, I thought it wouldn't hurt. What are you up to? Not much, I'm really standing around. Been in this airship before, I've seen all there is to it. I don't know if you've seen all of it, it's kind of big. Anyway, the talks will be over soon, so I may as well wait here. Something bothering her? She's not hiding it very well, is she? It's about that man from Libero, Cassia. She's been acting funny around him. I get it, he's a master of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade style. He used to go by the nickname Divine Blade. Hey, what are you talking about behind my back? It's rude to exclude people from a conversation when they're right there with you. Sorry about that. How you doing, Rosine? Everything okay? More or less. I received a report from some Ouroboros activity from the High Seat when I was on the way here. Nothing's happened yet, though. By the way, is there any sort of incident in the holy city of Arteria? I think Emma mentioned something about that, too. Vita might know about it, but as luck would have it, she's not here. Yeah. Maybe she'll return eventually. Maybe, but for me, I'm happy she's keeping her distance. I can relax without her annoying presence setting my teeth on edge. Enjoy it while you can. Oh god, Celine hates Vita. She's based. Should I ask the staff to fetch you a saucer of warm milk? Good idea. Thanks, Rosine. Even with so many distressing things going on, we cannot let ourselves give into anxiety. If you can, try and clear your mind and relax. I will. Thanks, Rosine. I'm just gonna try and make myself comfortable. You should try and relax too. Being stressed all the time isn't good for you. One of my goals is to achieve the pinnacle of mastery as a swordsman. Leonhardt was quite a promising individual, with skill almost as great if that as my lord, but yeah, from what I've heard about him, that seems to be the case. The up-and-comers I need to watch out for include both the Purple Lightning and that Arcade girl. You as well, I suppose. What an honor. Speaking of up-and-coming sword masters, there's a fellow disciple of the 8 Leaf style who started before I did. She's not a direct acquaintance, but I've heard that she's Master Kaifei's granddaughter and she's been practicing since childhood. Oh man, Annale's getting the shout out? What, such a person exists? Yeah, she was like basically you. Kind of. Yeah, she's a bracer from Libero. I don't think she's a direct disciple, but I think she's acquainted with Estelle and the others. Heard from Master Kaifei that she's got great potential overall. A rival. I'll need to see this Libero brace with my own eyes. Immediately Duvally decides that she must be a rival. Well, healthy competition is good, I guess. Also, poor Joshua, not even considered a rival, even though he actually beat Loe. I mean, like, you could say, yeah, it was like, you know, just a fluke or whatever, but that means he's at least equal with, Duvally. They both have 1 fluke victories under the bag. A rival. There's much I need to investigate thoroughly today. It's an honor to speak with you again. I haven't had the chance to talk leisurely since we were at Asmelis Garden. It's been so long. Kinda have an identity crisis when we last met. Somehow we've always been too busy to really talk. Yeah, true. Damn, all the generals here are strong as hell. You may as well hold up McBurn all on your own in Languedoc Canyon. That's pretty damn awesome. My father fought McBurn as well, though he seemed alright at the time. The damage his body suffered manifested later. Have you noticed anything similar? Nah, luckily I seem to be perfectly fine. I don't think it's because McBurn was going easy on me. He seemed dead set on inflicting as much pain as possible. Yeah, you would say that. Oh no, he was like really trying like super hard, dude. I think he might have been particularly vicious when he was fighting Viscount Arcade. Well yeah, he didn't even summon the sword. I was worried about Wallace too. Good to know he's okay. It would be nice to have a friendly duel with him one day. I mean, you already had a friendly duel, and it was not fun. Because it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's like, yo dog, what up? Oh, you don't have Keeper equipped? Enjoy getting one shot. Seems like the general hasn't suffered any serious side effects from fighting McBurn. We really must train ourselves towards their level if they're going to stand a chance. Sheesh, why is every general we know a superhuman monster on the battlefield? Well, because they're generals? I don't know. The son of Lieutenant General Bradham from Lubrel is no different. Yeah, let's have him for a chance to talk to him, but... Well, is that you, Schwarzer? You look awfully serious. The situation's pretty grave. At least I finally have a sense of what direction I should be heading in. I got my allies to thank for that, and for lending me their strength. That's good. Guys, you seem to have gotten used to your new powers. Barcombe is a legend, there's no doubt about that. But I think you'd be another. That's kind of you to say so. I hope it won't sound patronizing, but I've been concerned about you. I see now that I needn't have worried. Doing well for yourself, and you'll go far if you keep it up. You know how to build my confidence, I appreciate it. They both studied under Barkhorn. I'm thankful they've got a good relationship. I should speak with Cassius soon. Brigadier General is startlingly accurate with his observations. I shall take his words to heart. Cheers for the best, guys. In fact, maybe I should take that advice to mind myself. Gotta say though, I'm impressed with how far you guys have come. Looking at you, I feel certain you can overcome any challenge if you work as a team. Thank you, I hope we'll prove you right. Can I talk to you? We've beaten McBurn by 84 times, alright? I got no fear for McBurn. There you are, Reen. Steadily working your way through the crowd, chatting everyone up? Are you gonna talk to Kalia too? That's okay. Special second lieutenant. Why can't you just be a regular second lieutenant? Why you gotta be a special second lieutenant? What does that even mean? Yes, you may speak with me at any time without reservation, Ashen Chevalier. I'm grateful for your help the other day. I had a feeling you guessed who I was right at the start. I had my suspicions. It seemed I interrupted your conversation. What was it about? Also, why are you not Kaliko? Like, real talk. Why are you here? We were just touching upon recent internal affairs in Calvard. I'm not sure what you might have heard about the situation there. The ruling party lost to the opposition in the recent elections. Once President Rocksmith's term ends, he'll be forced to step down. Yeah, read about it in the Imperial Chronicle. That's a drastic change. The country's already in a crisis, but there's been acts of terrorism carried out by the anti-immigrant faction. I see. Immigration is a very divisive issue in the Republic. Each passing day, it's becoming more apparent how weak our country is. I expect our leaders to announce a new course of action after today's discussion. Thank you. I have a handle on the Calvert situation now. Yep, you understand the complete political situation of a giant mega country after talking to someone for 20 seconds. Despite her young age, she's remarkably smart. Sounds like things are pretty chaotic over in the Republic. I mean, like, seriously, we don't even know, like... I think they kind of... Because they mentioned one of the reasons he lost is because of, like, the stance on immigration, so you kind of have to assume the party that won is probably, like, even more radical in that, direction? Because, like, I feel my kind of vibe is that Rocksmith is going to be painted as, like, not necessarily the greatest, you know, direction to take Calvert in, but probably, like, better than the more extreme, faction that might end up taking over after him. I knew there was some dissension there, but I had no idea it was on this level. We'll just have to wait and see what decision the conference members come to. By the way, it's good to see you again, Kaya. How has Kalika been doing? Okay, there we go. At least we mentioned her. As well as ever, she's one Iron Lady. You make it sound as though a long time has passed since you were last in Calvard. Angelica, that Kilika, she the one who I think she is? Yeah, you picked up on her name, huh? She's a practitioner of Taito. She's the one who taught me. I thought so. Have you also been trained in the Taito style? No, although I do admire Eastern martial arts and swordsmanship, pursuing those arts requires serious dedication and investment of one's time. I admire if you haven't reached intermediate level in the 8 leaves 1 blade style arena. Thanks. How can one even describe Kilika? She's an incredible fighter, obviously, but she's also sharp as attacked. The day I get to see her again can't come soon enough. I'll be sure to pass in your regards when I get back to Calvard. Hey man, we're making through at record pace. This coffee is excellent. Why'd you drink it so weird, Elise? You like freaking shoved your whole damn face in it. Yeah, and the biscuits are great. The Rumiferia specialties, I'm glad they're to your liking. Afternoon coffee and biscuits, what a wonderful custom. I can get used to this. Eustace, you're a freaking noble. You act like this is some rare delicacy. Huh, so true. I was worried you'd be pretty unapproachable since you're the Grand Prince's secretary. I'm surprised to learn you're not that much older than us, though. You're really young for your position. My situation is quite different. I'm close friends with Princess Alphen. I've been appointed especially for this occasion. My family is quite well known in Rumiferia. You may have heard of the Sealants? Let me think. Where have I heard that name before? The Sailing Company produces medical equipment shipped worldwide. Rumiferia is famous for being at the forefront of medical research, which becomes a bartering chip in relations with other nations. The Sailing family, besides owning a prosperous medical company, has strong connections in the government. You've done your homework. The current state of affairs is deeply worrying for Rumiferia. Our country is small and relies on advanced technology and scientific research to remain afloat. We're not prepared to deal with this war in the least. I understand your predicament. What's else we can do to help? Let's just see how the talks go first. I was wondering what her special secretary position was all about. She's very good with words, though. It's easy to see things from her perspective, and she encourages others to side with her. The Grand Prince made the right choice appointing her. Sorry to impose on you, Elise. Oh, Reen, I just wanted to say hello to Eustace and the others. I'm really enjoying learning about Rumiferia's customs. When I think of the princess attending the meeting, I know. I'm worried about that too. But worrying about it now won't help anything. Taking a break now might also clear your mind for the return trip. Lucy. Alright, I'm going to stay calm and wait for the princess. Well, I hope we can exchange some useful information in the meantime. Thank you for being so worried of me, Lucy. Really seems okay. Secretary Lucy really is a good talker. Elliot! Elliot! Can't talk to you, Elliot! Rumiferia has always interested me. I really want to go on tour there in the future. I see. Is there a reason why? Reindeers. There's a traditional dance there called ballet. It's been well received, not just because of the music that accompanies it, but as a comprehensive performance art itself. I've always been interested in it, but I haven't had the chance to go. I get it now. Well, maybe you'll be able to ask about how things are there. Yeah, I think it'd be a great learning experience for me. I'm also interested in other aspects of Rumiferian culture. I've got to ask a bunch of different things. I start to see Grand Prince Albert again so soon. That's right, you've already met. Yes, 4 months ago when he paid a visit to Erebonia. He wasn't accompanied by Miss Salen at the time. It's a shame she's only his temporary assistant. Her hospitality's impeccable and she makes amazing coffee too. Wow, she's even got a tea lover like you praising her coffee. I'll try and give it a try myself. It isn't that I dislike coffee, Reen. I just couldn't find a brew I enjoyed until I had Miss Salen's. I'll have to recommend it to Machias as well. Oh no, does Machias have competition? It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Reen. Do you have time to take a break out of coffee and snacks? No, don't mind me. You're in the middle of an important discussion. Is it really that important? And I don't intend to stay long. But before you go, I hear you ran to my students back in Lemaire? That's right, I didn't realize their connection to you at the time, though. I'm afraid I was unable to properly introduce myself at the time. I apologize if I caused them any unnecessary weariness. No worries, they know you weren't keeping secrets just the heck of it. Must be Adis as well that we meet again. Well, or we'd meet like this. Well, that and some careful planning from Musse. It's a shame we didn't have more time to just sit and talk. We should get together over a nice cup of coffee sometime and get to know each other better. Yeah, sounds like fun. Let's make it happen. We're never talking to her again, are we? Nope. Oh my god, there's so many freaking people. What are you doing here? Alright, okay, we'll start with the Lane Brigade first. No, I mean, you got Tio at least. Well, I sure am lucky getting invited on board the Pantagruel to carry out exclusive interviews. So many interesting people all in one place. Ellie, Tio, Lisa, and even Emma of the Hexen clan. This has got to be fate. Adios must have guided me here to interview you all. What do you say? Maybe later if it doesn't take too long. Sorry, but I prefer if you kept me out of the papers. Yeah, for the keen journalist, Grace. You should be aware of this, but you won't be allowed to publish anything about this meeting for the foreseeable future. What about freedom of the press? Just kidding. I understand that being invited to this top secret get-together is a great privilege, and while I won't be able to write about it for a while, but once international relations become somewhat normalized, maybe I'll get the green light to publish a special report on this. After all, my duty as a journalist is to observe and document important events. That's definitely an important role. That's a sensible approach to take. I would take everything she says with a grain of salt. You're hoping the materials you come here will win you the Pulitzer Prize? It still just makes me laugh. Anyway, there's no harm in it, is there? I missed my chance last year and the year before. That's great. So journalist working in Crossbell. Whatever her reason, she must have impressed the right people to be allowed here. Ah, the man of the hour. Green Schwarzer, will you agree to an interview? I'm not at liberty to talk about a lot of things. Grace, you put him on the spot. He's very single-minded about interviewing people, but she's a nice person. Oh, you're no help at all, Tio. I mean, you look just like Grace, walking around and sniffing out info. Well, it's not like I'm not curious about the meeting. By the way, I'm surprised Vita didn't show up. Me too. She left the barrier and vanished somewhere. It worries me a little. Yeah, it's kind of suspicious. You're nervous she's plotting something. I don't mean to sound ungrateful since she's helped us numerous times, but Vita's known to pursue pretty questionable goals. I think we should give her the benefit of the doubt. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, right? I mean, do we really need to prove her guilty? We know she's kind of just implicitly guilty due to her devotion to the Grandmaster. Thanks, Reen. If only the same could be said of my mother. Chairman Arena, well, she's raised a wonderful daughter. There's no way she could be a bad person. Thanks, that's nice of you. Do I sense a scoop? Why is Aunt Chevalier so sweet to you? You perhaps in a relationship? Grace, control yourself? Sorry! You can tell her off any number of times. She goes back to her MO right away. Seriously, I'll have to officially interview you one day, and not just because I personally find you interesting. How the young hero faces the war. Yeah, that's something I'd love to publish once we get through with all this. I'll consider it. Grace really is something, huh? I wish I had that much drive. In a way, she reminds me of Vivi. They're very different people, of course, but they have the same kind of assertiveness, let's say. It's a little more pronounced with Grace, though. Maybe that's part of what it takes to be a journalist, and maybe that pushiness is what drew them to journalism to begin with? Ah, the chicken and the egg. I'm sorry for all the trouble Grace caused you, Reen. Rest assured I'll be scolding her later. That's alright, really, she wasn't that bad. I'm not sure if anything Grace did deserves Ellie's death stare. Lisa, did we duel you on the harder difficulty? Yeah, we did. That's like some of the early NPCs, right? We didn't duel them on hard. Now, I don't know if that's required or not for the later Vantage Master stuff, but I'm operating under the assumption that it might be. You bulked up since the last saw you, Lloyd. You haven't grown taller as much as wider in the shoulders. Life on the run's better than hitting the gym. I had to get my outfits retailored. Oh, I didn't notice. You see him every day, so the difference isn't as obvious. But he looks more like his brother now, doesn't he? I've only seen him in pictures, but yeah, I'd say so too. Now, if only I had his height too. Is Guy Bannings who you're referring to? He was once a high-ranking officer of the Crossbell Police Department, but died in the line of duty 5 years ago. Yeah, we used to live nearby. I only know him from visions of the past. I've seen him here and there. You saw his like ghost that one time, kinda. Maybe, if you were paying attention. He was super tall and he seemed like a really reliable guy. Yeah, I feel like such a kid compared to him. No use in wishing I was more like my brother. I'm gonna play the cards I've been dealt. It's me you got, not him. And I'm determined to end this and work towards independence for Crossbell. Me too. Spoken like a true leader. It's no wonder you were able to shake myself and Instructor Reen off during our encounter 2 years ago. Lloyd's been through a lot. In fact, I might have had it easier than him. It's news to me that you had a brother, though. His brother sounds like an amazing person, too. Has Reen had it easier than Lloyd? I don't know. They both spent about a month in prison. They both kind of had to see their countries go to shit. I don't know. I wouldn't say Lloyd has had it worse than Reen, but I wouldn't say Reen has had it that much worse than Lloyd. Instructor Reen, aren't you busy playing nice to everyone? Well, we gotta make the most of the opportunity. Lloyd, there's a lot for us to catch up on. I'd love to get a drink or two with you if we got the time, but sweet, I'm coming too. How about we go to a place I know when this thing lands? It's got some pretty nice... Randy! Alright. That's just like Randy. Actually, that reminds me. Risha Mao's busy elsewhere, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of different factions at play here, both within and outside Erebonia. The other members of the SSS and our close allies are all busy dealing with them, but Yuna said the whole gang was here. Like Noel, Chief Sergei, Dudley, and Arias? That's right, Fran and Wazi help us out sometimes too. Sonya and Muriel have been keeping their heads down though, and I can't do much too considering their position, or they can't do much too. They're members of the same Crossbell Guardian force that was absorbed by the Imperial Army, aren't they? Both very capable officers. Yeah, they have the same objective we do, but different obligations. Not unrelated to the contents of today's meeting. Okay, I'm starting to get a clearer picture. You can't help but get an idea of the master plan looking at all the people Musse and General Le Guin invited here. Wow, Rain, I'm impressed. You ever think about becoming a detective? I doubt I can match up to the pros. Okay, can someone tell me what's going on here? Same here. The only thing I know for sure is that these two gotta stop showing off already. I believe you are just projecting, Instructor Randy. You could do the same if you tried, Randy. Hey, I'm not sure I like what you're saying, kiddo. Rain chatted with Lloyd's group for a while. Oh, Lloyd, you would like to throw down? No, I don't think I'll ever run out of things to chat with you about. But if I could bring up just one thing, I've heard from you play a bit of Vantage Masters. I'm playing against Kia from time to time, so if you ever ran for a match, just let me know. Oh yeah, you're on. We have to make sure things don't get too out of hand. You're telling me. Poor Lloyd. Anytime she's about to beat Kia, she just, rewrites the fate of the cards and draws exactly what she needs. What did we get last time? I think it was this. Or no. I think we've had that. I don't remember. Nothing here's jumping out at me as something I want to... Oh yeah, there's Fire Lord. We could add a... Oh, no, we've had Fire Lord. Oh yeah, I was thinking of the bird thing, but we didn't actually get that from fighting Ash. Or whoever we fought last time.
Here's to a good, clean match.
Okay, so statistically, you've already lost. No, honestly, it's probably better to just play you. Even though, I have great respect for the Gun Lady EX. Now, in theory, you could actually just kill us. Yeah. What? What? Why are you a fool? You are what we in the... Okay, honestly... since you're so easily killed by, like, the big guy... Granted, he's still gonna have to take the counter damage, so we'll blaze it up, I suppose. I don't really want you to, get slapped. Okay, well, you almost did something kind of good, which would, you know, hitting our 10 attack thing with a shield up. That would have been pretty pog. But instead, you didn't do that. Okay, you will die. I don't really like either of these. Man, he's just got a lot of attack. And he keeps on summoning shit. Alright. So I think we can send out the Penguin Lord. And you're bad against Earth. I knew that. Okay, don't kill my Penguin Lord. Fine. Oh god. Okay, you kill this thing, and then we're pretty much good now. Now we're the turtling piece of garbage. I think we can, maybe a little risky trying to focus you down, but I'm not really scared of the Earth Man. Okay, maybe I'm a little scared of the Earth Man. Okay, you're slowly dying. Freaking Lloyd, he's too strong. Nobody can stop him. Legends have been sung of his prowess at Vantage Masters. This is what he gets. He's been spending all of his time fighting Kia, who probably just cheats. He's like, oh no, you thought you were gonna draw a good card. Well, what if your card was just blank? Oh my god, stop healing. Okay, are you dead? Yes, you are dead. 8 rounds? That's like a record, I think. A tie?
Dang, you're good at this.
Alright. Face me again. What do we get there? This thing? I think we will drop you. For you?
Here's to a good, clean match.
Okay, we'll keep one transmute. Just because the counter damage is kind of a big deal. Oh my god, he's palmed it, man. Oh shit. But you're good against these things, right? You actually wouldn't kill? Are you out of your damn mind? Okay, you'll still get to do a ton of counterattack damage. Potentially. You fool. You absolute idiot. You have fallen for the classic ruse. Bro, you got so much damn earth in your deck. Can I kill you? No? But like, what if I could? You know how mad I would be if I was Lloyd? Right now? Oh, you... Okay, never mind. You can no longer... You little fuck. So does that, like, reduce all of those... Because, like, you... Why are you reduced? Or did he reduce you a turn ago and it just stayed, and he didn't play. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think, what's the most efficient way to do this? That drops you a little bit. But we can still shoot you with a fireball, and you can attack. I kind of forgot you could attack. There is apparently like a very, like, the world's most tiny visual effect. No, so you do have to recast it. For a second I was thinking that it, like, applied on the cards every time? Or, like, all copies? Which would be kind of ridiculous. You're still barely alive. You know how that... No, you're dead. You just don't know it yet.
Dang.
Because there's like a little tiny green outline. It's so, like, hard to see. But there is a little icon, like, outline to show if a card hasn't acted yet. Now, it's so invisible that it may as well, like, not exist as far as I'm concerned, but, it is there. It's been a while since I got involved in something like this. Let's go drinking sometime, just as guys. It'll be nice to... It'll have to be some other time, though. Yeah, definitely. It's so fun to be back here with so many of our friends. Yeah, it is. I wish Risha were here so we could properly apologize to her and Lloyd about how we first met. I'll just have to wait till next time. Will there be a next time? I mean, maybe. Alright, so we'll go ahead and call it here, and next time we will go do our final conversations. Okay, our final 2 conversations with the Uberlian cruise. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.